Today I'm gonna talk about mission and calling. Why? Because I see that many people in this day and age are cold. They always talk about it. I'm cold. I feel that I need to do something more. I know I can do something more. I feel that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. What am I supposed to be doing? Those are the questions that people come with. Even the people who have already created businesses, successful in their life and families, this calling issue is the Aquarius issue. We live in a time where the veil between the visible and invisible is very, very thin. In fact, August 8th is a very special time of trans-Uranian planets coming into sector of the first sector in the zodiac. Oh my God, what's the English name of it? It's oven. So in this section, Mars is in charge, and this year, year 9, is about Martian energy that is supported by other planets as well. But year 9 is 2025 is about warrior Martian energy moving through every sphere of our life. So when we have these planets, which is Pluto, Uranian energy, and Neptunian energy, will all come together in one house, in one place, and they will have a party. And what kind of party? Pluto likes to rule people. Pluto likes to put people together in a crowd and make them crazy. It affects our psyche. And then, of course, Neptunian energy is all about emotions and opening the heart to your life, to yourself, accepting others through understanding who you are, through understanding what you are about. This is a different acceptance. It's not about acceptance that happens when you have forgiven somebody. You know, they did this, but I forgive them. No. Nobody did anything to you. Nothing is personal. People are planets. They're being ruled by planets. Wise people are choosing the planets to play with every day, every month, every year, according to our personal calendar. But people who are uneducated, uneducated in life, they're waiting for the crisis to educate them. And for them, year 9, the common year 9, might not play really well. So 9 is about health. And of course, emotions affect our health. So when Neptune comes into this position with Pluto, psychic energy affects your physical energy and mental energy. It's affecting your emotional energy, and together it's a dance of life, but it's not a very happy dance. And then we have Uranus, and Uranus is an antenna. It's a direct channel to the universal wisdom, the messages of the universe. But of course, the messages of the universe are about electrical impulses. It's not that you receive a clear message. Some people do, I do. Because some people are able to translate the information into human words. I am a linguist. I've been always studying languages. Back in the day, I knew German pretty well. Then I forgot it because now English is my main language, and of course Russian and Ukrainian. When I lived in Italy, I picked up a lot of Italian. And then I forgot, of course, because what you don't train, what the muscle you do not use, atrophy happens. Same thing with languages. Then when I go to Argentina, because I dance Argentine tango, or to Mexico, or to Portugal, or whatever, I travel around the world, my Spanish come back to me pretty easily, and then I lose it again. So I understand, but sometimes I cannot express. And that's how it is in life. We feel, and the feelings that we feel makes us emotional. Emotions are the feelings stuck in your body, because emotion is the energy in motion. And when we lack the motion, that's why I walk every day, and I invite you to walk with me. when we are in motion, our energy moving with us. We're moving up and forward, the energy also moving up. But the forward for the energy is coming higher and higher and higher. What higher even means? You know, when people say higher aspiration, higher ideas, higher means the energy reaches your higher centers, the psychic centers that are our neocortex. And oh, look at the sun. I think it's amazing. Let me show you. This is the sunrise finally, because I'm walking and walking. It was pretty dark. Okay, very beautiful. So when we have the energy sleeping at the coccyx, we do have energy, but that energy of survival, that energy is I want to eat and I want to procreate and I want more money for that. And then we start moving higher into the heart area, and this energy is about, and I understand and accept who I am, and therefore I understand that other people are different from me. I have my own calling. The calling actually is this area, the field of the heart, because I'm called to understand, I'm called to collaborate. Collaboration at the highest expression is delegation. We find people, like-minded people, we understand the competencies that we have and other people have, and then we share a common idea and use each other's competencies to bring it into physical reality. And then as I collaborate, I love my life and I love what I'm doing. And therefore I love everything living, and I love everybody, not from the perspective I need you, I want you, where are you, you should be with me, I'm worried about you, not from this perspective. You start loving people from the perspective, wow, this is amazing what you've just created. So you become creator, playing with creators. And we have sandbox. When we are little children, we start with the little sandbox and little toys, and we play and we learn to collaborate, right? And sometimes we fight. We learn to defend our territory. We learn to create boundaries, and we learn to communicate with other people. Because if you're always fighting, you might be beaten or scratched, and your parents are not going to be happy. They will ask you, did you make any friends? And you will say, no. And they will say, let's go make friends together. And that's when we start living life according to our parents' choices of friends. But if you gradually go from one sandbox to another box, the toys are different, the kids are different, and then you arrive to bigger and bigger and bigger sandboxes in which the people are bigger and bigger and the toys are bigger and bigger. And so the calling is about it. You are always called. You are called to hear the messages of the universe. And the planets I'm talking about, trans-Uranian planets, those are the planets that create transformation. There are social planets that give you understanding of your social role. There are personal planets that influences how you are in the world. There are sun and moon that are illuminating your life or putting it into shadow. And all of that is not an esoteric knowledge, which is astrology sometimes looked at as an, something out there. But astrology is a science NASA uses all the time. And we do not doubt NASA, right? We know the secrets are there, but we also know that the science is also there. So understanding ourselves from the perspective of the planetary influences helps us to see things are not personal. You are not a person. You are a spiritual being. You are an electrical being. And as electrical being, you communicate with electricity. It's like being plugged in the right outlet makes a difference for the device. And if your device is plugged in the wrong outlet, it can burn or it can be inert. It might not work. So the energy of the sun is the strongest energy, of course, because if you're not using sunscreen, it can burn you. If you're in the sun, I live in Florida, right? So if you're in the sun after 9 o'clock, it definitely will burn you. And therefore, it's evident, and you become clear about it. But the energy of the other planets, you don't really see much. But last week, I don't know about you, but I slept a lot. because, oh my God, look at this. We have a family. Hi, family. You're visiting us again. Hello, family. So the energy, yes, this is the father probably. Look, he is looking. Yes, I don't mean any harm. And the child is so grown up. Wow. The one without the red hat, this is the child. We've been observing that child from the last year as he was growing, or she, I don't know the gender. So, well, those planets that you don't see, they still exist. And this it's a scientific fact that is proven by NASA, and you can look at the telescopes and see the planets and stars and all of that are there. So, every day, whether you asleep or awake, the sun is in the sky. You might see it or not. So it always influences your rhythm. The moon also, whether you see it or not, is influencing you, and so are the other planets. And so the Pluto is influencing you in a way that you want to rule. You always want to go bigger. You always want to rule the crowd. You always want to be the leader. And I'm talking about being a leader in your life. But when the Pluto is very strong and influenced by often ruler, Mars, what happens, you either want to protect everybody, or you want to fight with everybody, or you want to become a savior to everybody. So that's the psychic shift that is not necessarily very useful, because you cannot protect anybody, you cannot rule anybody, you can earn the status, you can earn the respect, you can have the understanding of what's right, but that's not necessarily shared by other people. Only when you call together a team, these people sharing your idea will go in the same direction. Otherwise, you can try to rule anybody and it will not happen. Same thing happens with the moon, for example. The moon likes to emote. The moon likes to connect. The moon likes to build a family. It's a mother energy. But again, if you are coming to another family who has nothing to do with you, good morning, you might not be able to form a family. Sometimes when you're married to a family and to a man, or to a family and a woman. So you choose the child, but then as a gift you get the family. And building relationship with the family that is from different origins, from different psychology, geography, biology, it's a whole different story. That's why sometimes women in a family are fighting with each other. Daughter, mother, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. All of that is happening because we are from different planets. We're not all from Venus, not all the women are, not all the men are from Mars, because we are influenced by this big celestial body. So when the Pluto comes into alignment with Neptunian energy, which is the energy of fluctuation, it's the water. Remember the Poseidon, the god Poseidon, right? Or Neptunian energy rules by emotion and emotional manipulation. And sometimes we manipulate ourselves by longing. I'm called to help these people. I'm called to create the comfort and build the home and do a garden around it. Well, you might be called, but this is your calling. Maybe other people don't need that. Even how you understand the house is different for everybody. For some people it needs to be full of stuff, for other people it needs to be clean and modern, for other people fresh flowers would be on the table every day, and for other people they don't care. For example, in my family, when I come to one of the parts of my family, there are also dry flowers. And for me, dry flowers is not a living thing. It doesn't have the life to it. And yet they keep it, and they keep it for years. So it's not like one bouquet, so a few of them. And so I cannot see dead flowers. I actually don't like cut flowers at all, even though it's nice for 5 minutes. Later on, you start noticing the death. Death is not a bad word, it's just transformational word. Some things die all the time, some new things are being born, but I prefer not to bring death symbols into my life. I like transformation, so I learn, I study by traveling around the world, by meeting with people, by going to different environments, by doing different things. And for me, that is transformation. But seeing something stuck, not in transformation, but in a stale state, like the dead flower bouquet, for example. And year after year, I come to this house and it's there. They're not changed, because those flowers were given me by such and such person in such and such year, and these flowers are given me to me by such and such person in such and such year. For me, that is not necessarily the expression of love. It's more of a holding on to the material symbol of the person who's no longer with you, or the person who's in some other place, or whatever other emotional momentum. And that's what Neptunian energy does. So to be ruled by Neptune is to be ruled by emotions. And to be strong, to be connected to Neptune, is to be able to reach, here they are, to reach your heart, to open your heart to everything living, to notice the beauty of the world, to be inspired by everything living, and to see life, to connect to life, to be life, to bring life. And then you are full of energy that is moving and shifting, and it's alive. And because energy is alive, things are changing all the time. You cannot hold on to things or hope that things will remain the same. Even if they're dry and dead, they're still not the same. Leaves are falling sometimes. You move the vase and those roses shift, and now you have naked rose without petals. Because when things are dead, they're not connected anymore. Connection only happens to living creatures. They hold on to life, because life is the most precious, the most important thing in our psyche. We all want to survive, but sometimes we do things that are against life. They are about choosing things emotionally, an impulse. And when we do emotional things, we believe that this is the right choice at the moment, because we don't have another perspective. When we are emotional, when we are in the water of Neptunian energy, when we are deep in the emotional ocean, we don't have clarity, murky waters. So, oh my God. Okay, I'm just making sure that I have a sound, and I noticed I don't have a sound. Okay, in 1 second. Okay. I'm restoring my sound. Why sound is so important? Because as you receive Uranian energy, as you receive the ability to hear the music of the spheres, when you understand how to translate impulses into human words, and most importantly into decisions and actions, because Uranian energy is about being a translator of celestial noise or celestial messages. Then you activate your ability to talk and share it, because not everybody understand what's going on. How do you know people don't understand? When they are acting on impulse without making any sense to what's going on. Okay, what is translation? Translation is being able to understand. What does it mean to understand? It means standing under, not above what you're seeing. When you're standing above what you're seeing, usually you see things from your perspective. But if you want to see things as they are, you need to go under and examine it as if that is the most important thing in your life. Very often we split life into parts. This is good and this is not good. This is useful and this is not useful. But the truth of the matter is we are holistic beings, and life is holistic. And when we split and exclude some of our understandings we just don't have the understanding. So being able to see everything as part of the whole, that's what Uranian energy is about. It teaches you that everything, all the moving parts of the universe has a meaning, and you can make sense of what you're seeing through many different tools, giving the sense to what's going on, but not from the perspective, why did it happen to me? I should feel better. Why my business is falling apart? Why nobody listens to me? Not from this perspective. Those why cannot be answered by anything but your energy. The bigger your energy, the bigger your influence is. And if you have a low energy, the influence is low, of course. And if you do not talk, people don't know what you're about, and therefore they cannot connect to you, to your energy, because you're in silence. Sound is the carrier of any intention, of any electricity, because electricity is invisible, but the sound is audible. So you can hear things, and now, even if you didn't understand, it's easier to make sense. But the words sometimes lie. Sometimes people think one thing, and they say another thing, and they do another thing. If that happens, you should be able to feel the difference as well. The harmonious person think, feel, talk, and does the same thing. That's what holistic approach to life is about. When you're split in those 4 actions, when you sense one thing and you emote about it, you start thinking about it and giving a meaning that is not about what you feel, but what other people might think of you. This perspective disconnects you from your truth. And then when that happens, you cannot really make a decision or move into action, because you're no longer important, you're no longer matter for your life. Somebody else does. And what matters creates the physical matter in your life, very often in your body first, but then it goes into business, of course. So what is calling? Universe is calling all the time. August 8th is the opening of the gate, which moves us from the first quarter of 21st century to the second quarter. And this celestial alignment of those 3 planets and the Mars that rules them, influence on them, is a rare celestial event. Of course, I'm not an astrologer. So, of course, I've gotten this information from my master, who is an astrologer. But again, she's not a classical psychologist or a classical astrologist. Of course, she knows the postulate and laws of the universe and postulates of different science. And I also know how planets work. But I'm not really following what's going on with the planets. I'm really following how I feel. And what I feel last week was a lot of fluctuations in the energy. Every moment I felt that I'm not standing on my feet, I would just go and sleep or meditate. I was trying to replace it with work, it didn't work. I saw people going out of their quiet state into and I remained quiet because I knew something is happening. And then yesterday I was on her broadcast. Her name is Olga Korabenikova. She lives in Los Angeles right now, and she does all her work in Russian, so I'm translating it for you in English. And I study astrogenetics with her. It's a pretty strong knowledge of how astrology plays a role in our genetics and how some genetic events are happening in our body and at which time, which very much connected to my Syucai knowledge and understanding of how people behave in 9-year cycles, in 9-month cycles, and 9-day cycles, because it looks through the same patterns. And Zhenat Kozhamzharov, my master of Syucai, and Olga Korabenikova, very different. The feminine energy working with feminine energy, and the masculine energy, which is my audience. I work with the masculine energy. It doesn't mean I work only with men. I'm working with people who have the masculine energy. What is the masculine energy? It's a Martian energy, right? It's a Pluto energy. Feminine energy, more like a Neptune and Moon. Masculine energy is about creating, it's about creativity. And not a creativity that feminine energy creates. Feminine energy is about children and softness in the world, and emoting, and creating love and comfort and all of that. This is traditional view on it. But the feminine energy is part of everybody. It's not just female energy. It's a feminine energy within everybody, including masculine body. Men don't cry is not a right statement. Men also cry, we just don't see that. Just like sun goes into the cloud, and we don't know what's going on with the sun at the moment, but definitely we don't feel the warmth of the sun. The moon is not there during the day, but of course we know that moon fluctuates our waters. 80% of our body is water. So as moon fluctuates our water, we know it's there, even though we don't see it. So the same thing happens with masculine and feminine energy. We have both. And in fact, if it's unbalanced, all kinds of things happening in our emotional field, and our Neptunian manipulations of our personal environment, and also going into the world through the businesses that we create or through the work that we create. So we are called, one of the callings that we all feel is to come into balance, to understand yourself as a spiritual being with all the electricity available. There are moments where you need to be strong and unstoppable and not Neptunian, not emotional, but more connected to the reason and move according to analysis. And there are the moments to love and console and be with somebody. And so we need to be able to move from one energy to another, better yet, to have a holistic energetic field in which everything is available. Because I'm sure everybody knows that idea that we are created in God's image, and that is the God image. The image of God is not a person necessarily. Different religious books see it differently, but as a whole, we all believe that there is a power, an order to what's happening in the universe, and we are just not seeing all the layers. So to be able to see all the layers, we need to perceive those layers through our reality. And our reality is here. The rest of it is the creation. We are creating all the time. So our reality is what we sense and feel, translate in our higher psychic centers into what's important and what's urgent. But the truth of the matter is, we forget that what's important and urgent is usually the perception. But what's needed, what's goal-oriented, is a true calling. And what is needed is to survive, to be alive, to create life. Good morning again. To be with the life, to make choices that bring the life to your body. And then, of course, you can have the material calling, which is, and what do I do? So we all have our own mission. The mission kicks in after 33. I already spoke about it. This is how our energy works. It's the last trimester of the 9-year cycle. And so between 27 and 33, we are very focused on the material creation. We create children, projects, we go to work, we make money, we buy houses, cars, and so on. And after 36, we start moving into the higher perspective of who we are, because the material perspective is satisfied. Once material perspective is satisfied and we have a chance to breathe and look around, we see, look at this, I've never seen anything like that. They just put a face on the grass. Who this face is, I don't know, but it's pretty funny. People promote themselves. Very interesting. All right, so I think I've seen this guy treating the grass, and some people are born on a 4. They know how to market. And how to market is to market yourself, to market your brand. So some people do this. You see, they have a nice logo, and you walk past, and you don't really care anymore. Sometimes people do funny logo, which helps a little bit to remember what it is about. This one. So it helps people to remember what it is about. And when you put the face on your lawn that you've treated, then people pay attention, because we are always attracted to each other. That's the calling. The first calling, we're called to build relationships, to connect with each other, and to see how we can collaborate in this life. Whether we build a family or a project, or we understand something through people, or we gain material success through people. There are many ways of doing that. But there is a level of creativity that I see here, which is absolutely amazing. And you remember, because you see the face. Hello. So, the calling is different, and the calling could be calculated. You are called to survive, but you survive in the material plane, and material plane requires action. You can, of course, go to your head and create ideas, but then at the end you have to do some things at least. You can give the God some things to do, but some things are yours to cause and create. So, your whole date of birth gives you an understanding of the mission. But the mission at 33 is the calling that is very narrowed. So before you have many opportunities, and then the last trimester of the 27 to 36 cycle tells you, okay, now you've had your choices, you've tried different things, let's focus on this. And when you translate that message of the universe as a punishment, now I have no energy, now I feel in conflict, I always did this, and now I have to do this, I always was here, and now I have to go there. When you translate it as a problem, that means you are not accepting the universe giving you a task so you can grow, so you can find your true calling, because the true calling is not even the summary of your birth. My summary is 9, which is the Martian energy. That's why I work primarily with the people of action, business people who create, not just talk. And of course, we have different ways of creating. Again, different numbers give you a different way of creating. Some people always talk, some people always sell, some people always analyze, some people always save other people, some people are fighting, some people are creating protection for other people. We'll have a clear way of knowing what the calling is about. And so this calling of mine, 9, is about being a guardian. It's about understanding people, because people with this energy see what's needed, and they can be of service, because they feel they're pretty emotionally open, and they feel what other people might go through and what they might need. And 9 is very creative. He has a lot of ideas. Throughout my life, I was an actor, I was a dancer, I'm still dancing. I am an artist, I was a healer, like really taking care of the physical ailments and all of that. So 9 knows all of it. And I wrote articles and books, and I was on TV and radio, still am. But the true calling of the 9 is to bring other people to success. Not just to protect and save them, not only prevent bad things from happening, not only diagnose and mentor, but the true calling of the 9 is promote the vision, to have a vision, to have an idea of what can become. Because usually when you are looking at yourself, you don't really have a very clear understanding. You could have a dream, an idea, but to have a clear understanding of your true potential, is hard. That's why a lot of people think, I can do it, but what can I do exactly? Not sure. Because you are too close to yourself. And there are limitations, of course, overimposed by planets and parents and your name and your environment and what you've learned and your belief system and so on. But the 9 is a true visionary, because the 9 sees the potential and knows how to bring you to that potential. So my whole life, that's what I'm doing. I'm illuminating people's potential. But what's good about 9, it knows how to do it. It's a tactician. And because I have 1 and 2 and 5 and 6 and 8 and 9, all this number in my matrix, my birth matrix, I know how from many different perspectives. And because I've practiced it many times in my life, through the businesses I had and still have, through the relationship I've built and still continue, through the studies, through the masters, all the masters you ever meet are in your electrical field. So people in relationship with you are having the downloads from your field when you're calm. Of course, when you are emoting, when Neptune is ruling you, or Pluto is driving you nuts, or Uranus is giving you information but you are not able to translate it, good morning. These are the moments where you are no longer in the path of your calling. You are just emoting. But when you are able to observe and be in a neutral observation with the awe of everything living, look at that sun. When you are in the state of love for life and gratitude for it, that you are still alive, that you can walk and talk, that you can be doing something to sustain your life and bringing other people to success. That's all what calling is about. So my calling is to understand your talents and potential, understand where you're lacking a potential, and prevent you from going to where it's hard and impossible and spend your time, energy and money on that, and direct it toward what's yours, what universe gave you as a gift, what you can do with this gift, and how that gift can help humanity, because that's my specialty, God-given specialty. And yes, I've been learning in universities. My first degree is educator, and then I became a counselor and practitioner, and I done consulting from 2003. I saved many businesses from big problems. I help people open the businesses. Most importantly, I help people realize what exactly is mine to do and what's not mine to do. But at the end, you have to create an action. And very often I hold your hand as you are doing your first steps. But at some point, you have to be able to step first and then second, and you don't see all the steps. Therefore, using the energy of the planets, the ones that help you with their influences in the right time, is extremely important. So I've created a calendar. I spoke a lot about this calendar because it's extremely useful. I use it every day. I look at the day to understand what is supported by energy of the planets and what's not. And again, it's not an astrology. You don't need to know an astrology. It's a regular calendar that you have at home anyway. Maybe you have it on your phone. So this calendar you can also put on your phone. It has a grid with all the numbers of regular calendar, but on top of it, it has the common days and personal days, common months and personal months, common years and personal years, because you do not live as everybody else, you live your own rhythm. And therefore, understanding the sense of your personal rhythm is extremely useful. I often say extremely because it's part of my design. I am an extremist. I always want more and I want better. And I feel that my mission is about helping you analyze your life, discern what are the parts of it, and create tactical steps to success, because 9 is tactician, as I said before. So with being connected to these planets, you will be able to shift, to move through big chunks of transformative layers. And August 8th is a special moment in which it starts. So right now, this week and next week is a preparation, of course. So if you want to be ready for the shift, all you need to do is to remember it's happening, maybe meditate, maybe connect with those planets. If you don't know what these planets are about, just go and find Roman, Greek mythology, and you'll understand in 1 minute what those planets are about. Because gods presented in these books are personalized. So you will see those planets as your friends. But if you're in low energy, you can perceive them as your enemies. But the truth of the matter is, there is no plus and minus. There is no good and bad. It's just low energy that doesn't let you move because you are tired and because you are not on your path, maybe trying to push through somebody else's path. Or sometimes we live the life of other people, our colleagues, he does it and I should do too. Or the life of our children, oh, I should help them. Or the life of our parents, oh, I need to be with them. Or something like that. But low energy could be eliminated by simple walking, drinking enough water, so Neptunian energy does not drive you. You can pee it out, drink and pee it out. Excuse my graphic language, but that's how it works. You can go to the ocean, or at least to your shower, or to your bathtub with the Epsom salt and clean the water in your body, because sometimes our water gets, I don't know, like a swamp in the body. The swamp is being created. That's why, by the way, viruses attack us, because virus creates the temperature, high temperature, and it dries the swamp in your body. So swamp is a bacterial inflammation. So we're not talking about health right now, but this is also my specialty. Psychosomatic events happen every 9 years, but if you're in low energy, it can happen every day, 3 times a day. So if you experience pain and problems and not sure what to do about it, I'd love to help you out and show you the structure. So my mission is about understanding what's going on, and I have a natural empathic body, so I read people through all my body, not just my mind, and then understanding what your desires are, which is the energy before 33, and what you already have done in your life to fulfill them, and then understanding, if you're after 33, understanding where you are, if there is a conflict between the first energy, when you're born and full of energy, and the second energy, which is your mission energy, and channeling all your energy into one direction, then I analyze. And this is what my strong suit and what is my masculine part of who I am comes in and start going this. And those of you who've been to my analysis, you know what that means. It means nothing, no stone left unturned. Every milestone and every stumbling stone in your life gets turned up, and we see what's under, and we bring the order to the chaos, because chaos is just what we feel. But there is an order. We just do not know how to organize and put things into order. Come to order. That's my mission and calling. So we do it through analysis, and then the analysis becomes the foundation. You receive the information, you analyze it, then you know your strategy, then you know who to be with, then you know what kind of plan you need to create, and who you need to work with, and how to build those relationships. Hey, we're talking. The energy of the sun is getting you. You want to talk. I know you want to talk. All right. So only then we are full of energy, when we are doing something that is ours to do and create. So understanding your calling, most importantly, acting on your calling is great, but expanding that calling through analysis and understanding that that calling does not satisfy all your needs, that action needs to be taken to be successful and useful in the material plane, to understand what's needed, what kind of competencies, what kind of alliances, what kind of tactical steps is important, but then acting tactically with the alliances built and energy of your own engine is an essential part of material success. So I'm going to finish my broadcast, and I'm going to remind you that August 1st we are moving onto a Telegram channel, and the Telegram channel is to be used for intensive. So in the beginning of the month, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, we do 3-day intensive. These 3 days are about structuring, creating order from the chaos. And this month, August, we will do Energy 9, which is safety and ideas into action, tactics to bring your health and your environment into congruency, and being able to use your body as a platform of action, because some people cannot act. They're too tired and they're too low on energy. And then the next month we'll go to strategy, but we'll always start with safety, because if you don't feel safe in any area of your life, meaning I am worried, I'm scared, I don't know how, those are the points of safety. That's what we're going to work on in August. And then every week we're going to have question-answer coaching gym. So you can come and be in the coaching gym. And that is a free program, community program. So bring your friends and family. I always leave the link to the Telegram channel in here. You can also directly ask questions, send me a message. Best if you just use Facebook Messenger to message directly, but sometimes people don't know how. I highly doubt that you're that kind of person, but if you are new to these technologies and you don't know how to go to Telegram, just let me know and I'll help you. But we are all living in Aquarius time, which is about technology, uranium energy is coming to us strongly in relationship with Neptune and Pluto, and together they will be ruled by Mars. And technology becomes essential because we communicate and we serve each other through technology. So let's come together in an orderly way to create order in your life and to understand what you're called to do. And the first calling, the first challenge is my life is my priority. My life is a precious gift. My life is, first of all, for me to be okay, to be safe. Then I can create love and connection and safety and services for others. So let's start from the beginning.